There are plenty of differences between professional play and solo queue. The environment as a whole is entirely different, with 5 players on voice comms, all of them challenger, know each other and play daily, and play on 0 ping. Knowing this, do you ever wonder why a champion such as Ryze is picked so frequently in pro play, despite his solo queue win rate being terrible? And if you actually look, honestly, his pro play win rate isn't all that good either. The reason? Well, it's because certain things are placed on higher value at the highest level of play. Ryze is always a safe, blind pickable champion with point-and-click CC and wave clear. A certain part of a champion's kit will become more valuable for different situations. For a solo queue example, Talon's E is one of the most valuable abilities in the game. The ability to move all over the map and carry the game that way is great for solo queue. If you tie all these things together, we come to the basis for Riot's recent changes to Aatrox. Speaking of Aatrox, this video today is brought to you by ProGuides. Did you know that on ProGuides.com, we offer up-to-date rune pages and builds while also giving you expert level courses designed specifically to help you climb the solo queue ladder this season? ProGuides is your all-in-one, one-stop shop for League of Legends. Aatrox with his new changes has also become quite a good jungler, meaning that if you check out today's video and you want to play more Aatrox, you can also learn how to jungle him like a pro. I highly recommend checking out Nightblue's jungle course over on ProGuides. I say we because I am a part of the ProGuides team now, and you can even see me as a part of the team that makes videos over on the ProGuides YouTube channel, which you can check out with the link in the description down below. Every single champion has something we call power budget. This is how they are designed and balanced. Specific parts of champions' kits have specific power budgets. For example, why does Akali's E do very little damage? Not because her kit does no damage, and not because Akali's E is useless, but because it's all a part of her power budget equation. Akali's E is not a main source of her damage because her Q and ultimate is her massive damaging abilities used for bursting people down on an assassin-like kit. Her E is far from useless though, because it helps apply her passive very easily, which does damage and restores energy. Her E also has the potential of being an unlimited range mobility spell, as it marks her target and her shroud, which you can also jump to. It has mobility in 2 forms on top of that, since the first cast flips you away. Well, this ability is quite good, and does a lot of different things. Now imagine if it did any real damage. After his rework, Aatrox in high-elo and competitive play had so much of his power budget tied to his ultimate. In these games, Aatrox was able to press R to escape ganks and live every single time, as well as go into teamfights, press R, hit a few knockups, and get out without dying because of the guaranteed revive.
Up here, Blade does not land the ultimate, does find the stun, though with the sphere this could be enough. Solo pops the ult, he will be revived, that ult's gonna be down, and can they kill him under turret? Very little health left on him, flashing away, nice jump by Acadian, knocked into the air, Solo, the aggro is on, he's gonna get 2 kills by himself!
That was incredible from Solo.
You can start to see why this is a problem, because even though he had an abysmal win rate in solo queue, Riot couldn't buff him and couldn't touch him due to him still being popular in 5v5 organized play.
Ultra Blade helping out there, but look at this, another one. Is this another one? No way, Darken Blade hits Darken Blade, third strike takes him down!
He is slam dunking Huni in the top.
This is ridiculous.
So, where does this leave us? Well, how about we talk about patch 9.9?
Honestly, I really think this guy is like really nice to play now. Like it feels really nice.
A couple of weeks ago, Aatrox received some massive changes. The biggest one being, just as we said, an adjustment of his power budget. His ultimate is no longer a guaranteed revive, rather he must secure a takedown first. However, his ultimate now has 3 new key features. Number 1, the cooldown. It's up more often due to it being directly lowered on the cooldown, and the cooldown now starts on cast rather than when it ends. Aatrox now also receives bonus healing during his World Ender, which is a huge change. This is all healing, by the way, so this includes a Soraka or a Sona healing you in a team fight. Finally, World Ender has a reset mechanic. After a takedown, he gets the move speed bonus reset from his ultimate, as well as extending the duration similar to Master Yi's Highlander. This gives him serious pop-off potential mid and late game. This adjustment to him is a nerf in some ways, but a buff in others. This adjustment of his R is kinda like, darn, it really sucks if I don't get revived, but if I do, it's insane and I can be really tanky. This gives insane power when it comes to games that you're doing well, and I would argue his snowball potential is higher than ever before as you become fully online with your Death's Dance and Black Cleaver completion. He was a little bit weak as soon as 9.9 dropped, but he was immediately hotfixed and since then has been a terror on the Rift. The rune page most Aatrox players are taking now involves going Conqueror into Domination Secondary, kitting yourself out with a full healing build, of course being increased by your World Ender bonus healing. On patch 9.10 though, Conqueror was nerfed, so we'll have to see how effective it still is. As far as Aatrox in the middle lane, right now it's pretty underrated, and you can take Electrocute into Resolve. The difference between top lane and mid lane Aatrox is mostly about your items and rune page choices. When playing in the top lane, Conqueror with Death's Dance into Black Cleaver and Sterix is OP. If in the mid lane, I recommend trying the Electrocute page with Ignite, and then looking for a Ghost Blade into Black Cleaver and either Death's Dance or GA. Lethality is great for Aatrox, and now that you get your reset mechanic, sometimes just trying as hard as you can to blow someone up in a teamfight with Electrocute to guarantee that you do get your revive is your best bet. The top lane setup is more drain tanky and insane late game, but the mid lane setup might allow you to snowball so hard that the enemy never gets to breathe. The choice is up to you to try both. One tip for Aatrox right now is when you should use your ult. Sometimes you can activate it at just the right little tricky time, just when your opponent is about to die, once again guaranteeing that your World Ender gets your reset and you are revived. Timing your ultimate well is a massive part about being successful on Aatrox. Another big thing to notice is your new Infernal Chains. Before, this ability was mostly used to last hit and poke in the early game, as the slow percentage was terrible. Now, the slow is at 25% at rank 1, and you max this ability last, but the cooldown is longer. Early game, especially when people don't have tenacity or even any other boots, if you hit W, you should look to full rotation and chunk someone heavily in lane. Against squishy champions, hitting W is almost a guaranteed kill. Jungle Aatrox has been seen in high elo right now, and it's very possible to snowball the game out of control with him. This is quite good now because of your passive working on jungle camps, giving you nearly infinite sustain as a jungler. One thing you should be careful of though is falling behind. I played a game on Jungle Aatrox recently and the enemy Udyr got 2 to 3 successful ganks off before I did, and I was completely unable to play the game as he just runs me down and melees me to death in my own jungle. We had to FF at 15, so be mindful if you fall behind in Udyr, Kha'Zix, or Rengar, you'll really screw your team. Personally, I think that these Aatrox changes are some of the best things Riot has been able to accomplish this season. This is a solid change of power budget on this champion, and he is now more viable than solo queue than he's ever been before. He's actually kind of OP. I feel like for once, Riot should get praise from the community because they really helped make a champion viable again in solo queue, but I don't think he'll be bad in competitive play either. He definitely could be played and still will be played. It's almost like Riot was able to make a change to a champion and have it pan out to be exactly the way they intended to. Can you believe that? Aatrox is a solid top laner, a solid mid laner, and an alright jungler after these changes, and I think if you like champions such as Irelia, Jax, and Riven, I would recommend giving him a try. I think that he feels better than ever before to play, and as a high skill cap champion, he feels so rewarding once mastered. The first 5 games of Aatrox I played, I thought he was totally overrated. After the first 10 games, I thought he was pretty good, but not really that good. After 25 games of Aatrox, he's S tier in my mind, so don't be surprised when this channel becomes Aatrox only from now on. Totally joking, by the way, don't take that last one seriously. Anyway, thanks for watching, weebs.
Here as they think they play the call on Lyra being in the back pocket as well. Huni goes down before they can even blink. Lyra wants to try the counter kill. Dragon's Rage on. No, it's going to be mixed up in the minions. And baby, that's a double kill for Acadian.